going on, boys and girls? Today we are going to rebuild Roma over a 5-year span in Football Manager 2024. Now, the aim is to try and win as many trophies as possible using the De Rossi 4-2-3-1 we put up yesterday, so it is a challenge for the tactic as well. I am hoping we can at least win them one Champions League. A big ask, hopefully we can get it done. Let's go and learn a little bit more about the famous Roma. Oh, Roma. Probably one of the first teams you think about when you think of Italian football, had some iconic players over the years, and as you can see, it pays off in the game. A 4-star reputation, great training, great youth, and great youth recruitment. Fair few social media followers as well. Who looks at that stat? I don't know. Today we're going to be doing that though. Going over to the overview, we are going to be looking at 3 Italian Serie A's, 1 Europa League, 9 Italian Cups, 1 Conference League, 1 Italian Serie B, 2 Super Cups, and 1 Anglo-Italian Cup. The one thing they're missing is a Champions League, and I want to add some more Italian league titles, maybe another Italian Cup, but definitely that UCL title. So hopefully we can get that done in today's video. Their team is not looking too bad, I'll be honest with you. They do have some older players, as you can see right now. If the game lets me click on it, there we go. By the age, Raul Patricio is obviously a very good goalkeeper, but he is 35, so tops 2 seasons, maybe 1 season out of him. Chris Smalling, obviously not a bad player at all, went over there from Manchester United, and to be fair, is enjoying his football, but he is also 33. Lukaku's an interesting one, because if he has a good season, there's 2 options that can happen. If I can afford him, I'll get him. Unfortunately, what might happen is he has a good season and I can't afford him. He actually is really good inside of Football Manager. His attributes look fantastic. Dybala, again, got a fair few years in him. What a player he is. That was the Mourinho signing, wasn't it? The star man. The man who really did bring some life back to Roma. Belotti, decent striker out on loan. Paredes, not too bad. Karsdorp, obviously a player Mourinho did not really get along too well with, so interesting one, but Mourinho is no longer. So JoshDaly is here. Do not fear, we are going to win a Champions League. There's a lot of players in this team who have got loads of potential, though. I mean, if you go down here, you got the likes of Bo, for example, a player who can be very costly to sign in years to come in Football Manager saves. Zaleski, again, is another really, really good player. He can develop into an absolute unit as well. We've got Big Tammy, another great example of a great player. We've got some good players in on loan. We've got Sanchez, we've got Angelino. Pellegrini, if you know me from my Twitch save, I absolutely love Pellegrini. One of my go-to players in Football Manager. He always performs for me. I absolutely love him. But I think what we're going to do is, we've talked about the squad briefly. Like I said, we're going to roll in. We're going to start with the 4-3-3. But I've got a feeling we might need to switch to the 4-2-3-1 to get a bit more of a balanced set of results. But going over to the competitions, we are playing in the Serie A, the Europa League, and the Italian Cup. What we're going to do is we're going to cut to the end of the season. We're going to make no signings. That is the rules of these rebuilds. Let's see what we can do in Season 1. Europa League final time, and it could be time to add another trophy to the cabinet, but Gakpo has got something to say about that. A great finish there in 45 minutes played, and unfortunately for us, they actually go and make it 2-0 with McAllister, and they win the game. We also are runners-up in the Italian Cup in 3-2 fashion, so that is 2 finals, 2 bottles so far. That could have been the perfect start to the season, and we finished 3rd in the Serie A. Now, I will say, I switched to the 4-2-3-1 with around about 16 games left, so roughly halfway through the season. We're going to be deploying that 4-2-3-1 now. Results did pick up while using that, but I cannot believe it. 2 finals and we didn't win 1. That could have been the perfect start to the rebuild, literally the perfect start, but it is what it is. We can't dwell on it. We've got to carry on rebuilding. 73 points, it's not that many off the top, it's only 9, so we didn't exactly get battered across the season. It's just not good enough. AC Milan really on a real power hungry season, so fair play to them. But I have noticed Lukaku did get the top goal scorer award, which is a little bit worrying, and as you can see, 42 goals for Big Rom coming in. Now, I will say Lukaku is valued between 26 and 39 million. We're going to do this live now, 22 and 33 million. So I'm going to offer that, obviously, in the second transfer window and see if he actually does want to join, because I will have him. He looks incredible. Belotti had a very good season out on loan with 25 goals. 14, 13, 11, 11, 10. Still quite a fair few players getting involved in the goals in this team, but Lukaku did carry the bulk load. Pellegrini, the man I always hype, and everyone tells me, Josh, he's not even good. He is good. He's a fantastic player. 18 assists, Cristante with 12. We've got a couple of loans here with 11 and 10. I'll see if I want to bring any of those in. They're very iffy. I mean, Angelino, I do like him, but is there better left-back options on the market? Potentially. We will have a little look at that. Obviously, Bove, Spinazzola, again, a player who I feel like had one really good European competition and then slowly declined, but I might be wrong. But overall, that is a very, very decent first season. Although we didn't win anything, we come so close on 2 occasions. Now, going into what is going to be the second transfer window, we are going to have a total budget of £28.2 million, or £3 million, basically £4 million. So not a lot of money, I will be honest. We have got players we can sell to obviously facilitate to bring new players in. Tactics-wise, though, obviously we are playing a 4-2-3-1 right now, but I will say, if we filter by the best 11, we can get a rough understanding. Now, out of the 11, we have got 4 players that are actually loan players, so that's the main focus of this next transfer window. So I'm going to stop waffling. Let's get into Season 2 transfers, because half the team aren't even ours. The first player we are going to loan in is going to be Samuel Chukwueze, coming in from AC Milan with the addition to buy him for around about £5 million, I believe. And honestly, he just looks very decent. He's not the best of the best, but he's very rapid. He's got decent finishing. He just looks okay. Good enough for our team, even if it does mean being a backup. He can play on the right and on the left. You know me, I love a versatile player. Welcome in, Special Samuel. I cannot stress how much I bang on about this guy on the live streams. Ez Abdi is going to be coming in from Real Haspalis, one of my go-to wingers. He will definitely be first team, a leading Serie A player at the age of 22. Still can grow. He's quick, he's got good finishing, he's got good dribbling, good bit of flair on him. He's very versatile, and he sent me back 50 million big ones, and he is on 105 grand a week, but I will never need to replace the guy in the team. Because we're lacking a little bit of depth at right back, I'm going to bring in Cuadrado simply on 1 season loan. Cost me literally nothing to have him here. He's on 40 grand a week, and to be fair, he just offers that emergency option in case we need him. He looks okay, to be fair. He is 36, not the biggest signing ever, but just brought in to be a bit more secure at the back in terms of rotation. Now, the tactics is going to look like this. So it's going to be Patricio, Karsdorp, Mancini, Ndika, Spinazzola, Cristante, Pellegrini, Ez Abdi, Dybala, El Shawari, and Tammy Abraham. With the bench looking okay, but definitely room for improvement in that regard. And I do feel like this is going to take quite a fair few seasons, because you don't get given a big amount of money to play with. We have 29 million to be exact. Not too many players left either. No players really worth mentioning, so no money really come in. Now, we are going to be playing in an extra competition. We've got the Italian Serie A, the Champions League, the Italian Cup, and that Italian Super Cup, and they are predicting a finish of 5th in the Serie A, which seems a little bit harsh, but hey-ho, it is what it is. Now, Champions League, I want to try and get as far as I can, but it's my first season. The squad is nowhere near where I want it to be. I'm honestly going to predict around a 16 exit. I'm sorry, it's negative, but that's what I'm feeling. Let's get in to Season 2. Well, I was wrong. We got past one more stage than what I predicted. We get knocked out in the quarterfinals against Real Madrid. Do you know what? I'll take that. This is a dramatic game. This is actually going to be the Serie A playoff second leg. As you can see, we win it in 6-0 fashion, to clarify that, but this was obviously to win the overall league. Juventus come out and got absolutely cooked. You can see their team there. It was full strength. We come out and put on an absolute masterclass, and I will say, I did make tactical changes before this game because I knew I lost the first leg, so they clearly worked, and we come out and absolutely smoked them. Goal after goal. They simply could not hack the intensity I brought to them on this day, with Karsdorp putting a wonderful ball into El Shawari to make it 3-0 in 30 minutes. Just after half-time now, Bove into Tammy. Lots of mistakes coming out of the Juve backline. That high press on their backline really did affect them, to be honest. As Selic gets it in to Solibes, into Abraham, into the left-hand corner, and time for one more goal. 93 minutes on the clock. Zaleski, Pellegrini, Bove into the bottom left. We'll take it. Which does mean we did win the Serie A. We did win the Serie A over Juventus, although that being on the same points. And Milan only 2 points off as well. The league was so close. And I will say, no Lukaku, but Abraham did get the third top goal scorer. So at least we have got goals coming in from somewhere. Dybala got the most assists, and Pellegrini come in solidly there in joint second. Now, the rest of the competitions, not too pretty. As you can see, knocked out in the semi-final against, I believe that is going to be AC Milan there in the Italian Cup. And the Super Cup, we lost against Napoli in 3-0 fashion. So it is going to be one trophy, but it is a big one. It is the Serie A, one of the ones I really want to win another one of. So we're going to take that. Not a bad season. Obviously, the Italian Cups, we took a bit of a hit in, but we did get to a decent stage of the Champions League, considering it's our first season, and we did win the Serie A. Now, going over to the goals being scored, it is going to be 30 for Tammy, 23 for Dybala, 14 and 9 for Samuel, which, to be fair, justifies a permanent move, in my opinion. We're going to have Brian Cristante with 14 and 4, Pellegrini with 12 and 20, another good season. Ez Abdi, 11 and 14, 5 and 10 for Bove as well. But the real standout, I'd actually say, could be Dybala. In fact, I imagine he is going to be the best overall performer. Pau Dybala, a player, he is 31 now, so we've got to be careful. He's not got, endless years left in the tank, but hopefully we can get a couple more years out of him because he's absolutely cooking, it seems. What a performance from the whole team. The whole team done really well. We have been given a budget of 20, mate, this is awful, 26 million to take into the next window, and we still need to strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. If we go to our tactics now, look at the best team. This is our best team on paper. It's good, but the bench has simply not got the quality. We've not got enough players, and the players we have aren't good enough in terms of rotation. And they turn around and say, Josh, here's 26 million. Let's see what we can do. But that is what I like to call a disgrace. We are going to be waving goodbye to Belotti. He didn't want to stay at the club, so he is going to go on the free to Schalke. Spinazzola is getting old and not really playing too well, so he's going to go to my much beloved RB Leipzig for a total fee of 1.8 million. Patricio, been a long time servant at the club, but time is time. 37 years of age. He is going to get a free move to the German league. Goodbye, but thank you. But it's not all sad, as I potentially have picked up the bargain of the year in Silent Julian Duranville. We all know who he is, one of the most signed players in the game, a decent Serie A player, but I know how good he can become. He can become an absolute monster if you train him and play him correctly. He set me back 6.2 million. Now, you've got to be mad not to spend that on a player like him. Got another left back. I've gone with Sergio Gomez. Obviously didn't work out for him at Man City, but it doesn't mean he's a bad player. He looks really, really good, reasonably quick, got good crossing, very good passing, good bit of flair on him, very versatile down the left-hand side, and can play on as a right wing if needed. That will never happen, but it's good to know. He just looks a really solid option for £14 million. Not too pricey, gives me a good option. Welcome in. So the fee for Samuel Chukwueze was actually optional, so they didn't have to accept it, and they didn't. But I did want to bring him in because he had a good season, and I thought, do you know what? He's played in here for one season. I know he works. It's risky bringing in another winger, so I've had to fork out a total of £27 million, but we have got him in to the team. Of course, we need another goalkeeper, so I turn to Napoli and say, do you know what? I want Capril, and we get Capril on a loan option with a mandatory fee, so we are definitely going to be signing him after. He will 100% be, as you can see, joining permanently. So he's going to be in the team. He looks okay, he can grow, and he needs to grow, but I've got faith in him. I know how good he can become. But the team now looks a little bit like this: Capril, Karsdorp, Mancini, Cristante, Gomez, Pellegrini, Bove, Chukwueze, Dybala, Ez Abdi, and Tammy Abraham. The bench again has got some okay players on. We've got Awar, a player I've not even talked upon recently, a very, very strong player right there. But overall, we need to really, Duranville on the bench as well now, of course. We need to honestly slowly we need to get more money. It's what we need. We need more money so we can compete better in these competitions. We are now playing in 5. The Serie A, the Club World Championship, the Champions League, the Italian Cup, and the Italian Super Cup. And they are predicting a finish of 6th place. We've gone down the ranking. Seems quite harsh, but hey-ho, we'll see what we can do. Let's get in to Season 3. Hopefully, we can win at least 2 trophies. So we're going to start things off hot here with back-to-back league titles, winning the league again, this time actually by point advantage, a 5-point advantage over AC Milan. Tammy Abraham, second top goal scorer, again joint with Sadiq, and Marcus Thuram actually rank 1. Dybala and Pellegrini second and third when it comes to the most assists. But what is really annoying here is we have not progressed in any of the cups. Another knockout in the semi-finals against AC Milan there. Knocked out in the Super Cup against AC Milan in 3-2 fashion. And the quarterfinals again in the Champions League. We are not progressing in any of the cups. And it is because we've not got a big enough squad. We need to have more money to spend so we can bring in better players. Which means the players we've got now who are good players maybe can be replaced and be bench players, rotation players. We can't rely on £26 million a window. We need at least double that to really have a breakthrough season. You watch, the second we get given a big budget, the second we will honestly win at least 2 or 3 of these trophies. It's how football is nowadays. And we've been given a budget of, I'm going to flip. Okay, I will take it. £82 million I will happily take. We can work with that. £82 million. We'll see if I'm a fraud or not, because I think we can cook with that. We need to bring in so many new backup players. It's unreal. We've got Dybala getting old. We've got Cristante getting old. Maybe another centre-back. We've got so many players we need to bring in. I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get in to the 4th transfer window. This one hurts. And if Tammy, in some miracle world, you ever find this video, why did you leave me, Tammy? Why? I offered you a contract. You didn't want to have it. And now you're going to go to Inter Milan on the free. That makes me feel sick. A free signing obviously costed us nothing, is going to be bringing in Frank Kessie. Obviously, played in the Serie A before for AC Milan. He's got the experience, played at Barcelona, Atalanta, recently in the Saudi League, of course. But we have got him back, a leading Serie A player, £195,000 a week, but we have got a serious baller. It always surprised me this guy can actually be picked up on the free. Mark Gurhey is going to come in from Crystal Palace. Again, never played in the Serie A before, but he looks very, very good. English centre-backs have come over, like Chris Smalling, and performed very well. Tomori, another good example. I know he can match that sort of calibre of player. Welcome in Gurhey. We then needed a better right-back, or a backup right-back. That is going to be Arthur, coming in from Bayer Leverkusen. Previously had a lot of time over in the Brazilian leagues. A good Serie A player with the potential to become a leading Serie A player. 14 acceleration, 15 pace, 12 tackling. Nothing incredible, but he will cut the mustard for this league. He's on £96,000 a week, and he sent me back £22 million. But to be fair, it's just what we needed. Go to Portugal, especially Porto, and pick up Martin Batarunia. I believe that's how you say that. Welcome into him. The Croatian is 23 years of age, and again, he looks absolutely nuts. Going to be playing through the central areas for us, maybe even as a box-to-box a little bit deeper. We'll see where the game puts him. If I was the game, that's where I'll be putting him, but he looks absolutely incredible. 23 years of age, leading Serie A player. He did cost me £40 million, but to be honest, for these attributes, I'm not going to complain. Of course, we needed a striker because Tammy left us, so I go to Lens and say, do you know what? I want Wahi. I want Wahi in. Let's get him in. He sent me back a total of £20 million, which I will say it now is an absolute steal for this guy. He absolutely can take over any saves. 16 finishing, 15 composure. Very, very quick. He really can be the complete package. He's still 23 years of age, already a leading Serie A striker, and can improve. And just to add a little bit more spice to the team, that is going to be Alberto Malirio coming in from Las Palmas. He is going to be a leading Serie A winger at the age of 22, bringing in some younger players now. I don't know if you've been watching, but bringing in a lot of sort of younger caliber players now to get the job done. He looks incredible, man. Pretty quick, good agility, good dribbling, good first touch, 15 passing, 16 flair, great vision, great technique, can play in the middle as well. Basically everything I'm looking for to add to this team. He did send me back £21 million, but for a player like that, I'll welcome it any single day. And now the team looks like this. So it is going to be Capril, Karsdorp, Mancini, Gurhey, Gomez, Kessie, Basarina, Abdi, Dybala, Malirio, I'm going to butcher that name, Malero, I believe how you say that, and Wahi up front. And now the bench is looking a little bit stronger. We are going to have Indica, we've got Pellegrini, we've got Ruiz, we're going to have Arthur. This is a player who I've not even talked about, I don't think, Abel Ruiz. We did get him on the free, as you can see here, coming in from Braga. So welcoming to him, a big addition to the team. And we've just got other players in here, like Paredes. We're going to have, obviously, Arthur, the right back, Duranville, Chukwueze, Bove. This is now a team who have got very good options on the bench, and players that are going to compete for first team positions. And we are playing in 4 very important competitions: the Serie A, the Champions League, the Italian Cup, and the Super Cup. And they are predicting a finish of 4th place. I think we should be ranked higher than that, but let's get into the 4th window, or the 4th season. Does money buy results? I've said it does, and we're going to look stupid. AC Milan in the Champions League final, and look who got the winner. When you spend money, you win Champions Leagues. What's that? The Super Cup final against AC Milan again, and as you can see, I seem quite cocky here, but they actually go 1-0 up. We can't really be too cocky. We do equalise there with a Panenka from Gomez, which I do love to see. 62 minutes on the clock right now, and man, do you know what? What are you doing, Mike Maignan? What are you doing? A free goal for Cristante to make it 2-1. They bounce back here with a very good set piece, but JoshDaly does not play. Dybala, a little bit lucky, but we'll take it. Unfortunately, we didn't win the Italian Cup. Again, we just can't seem to really get grips of that trophy. And unfortunately, we do slip up in the Serie A by quite a fair few points. AC Milan do dominate us in that regard, although we did take a Champions League from them. So I'll take that trade-off considering we have won the Serie A twice with Roma already. So I'll take that trade-off as pretty fair. As you can see, Wahi comes in, 3rd top goal scorer. Gomez, 14 assists. Ez Abdi joint 2nd as well. Capril, most clean sheets. We really are now putting together a team which can win a Champions League. But the team now looks like this. Obviously, Wahi put the team on his back. 27 goals over the season. 18-17, 17-16. This is beautiful because we have got a lot of players contributing, meaning although we've got one player who is the striker, he should be scoring more goals. We have got 4 players scoring 16 plus goals, which is absolutely beautiful. Assist-wise, we've got 19, 17, 13, 11, 9. Incredible. loads of players getting involved. These signings I'm bringing in are changing the way we see this team. We're winning trophies. We're being taken serious. For the first time in years, we are absolutely cooking. And we have been given a budget of £56 million to take into what will be the last transfer window, 100%, 5-season cap on this rebuild. So hopefully we can carry on improving this team. But to be honest, I did lock in these two players, which is why, obviously, for example, Wahi got the guaranteed game time. But filter and buy the best 11, Ruiz still gets in. I'm not having that. Wahi will be playing regardless. But this team, on paper, Arthur now gets right in there as well. It looks absolutely incredible. Now, there is still strengths or sort of areas we can improve on. That has to be said. But we've got 56 million. I'm not going to stress about selling anybody unless we need to. Let's get into the last transfer window. But that was some season. We are going to wave goodbye to Karsdorp. Obviously not been too favoured at Roma the past few years, purely because of Mourinho. He is going to go to Schalke for a move of £450,000. I've done a Pep Guardiola. I've spent big on fullbacks only this window. The first one is going to be Sasha Bowie, coming in from FC Bayern. He sent me back a total fee of £70 million. Yes, I did use instalments on both of these players, but we have got what I'm going to say the best right back in the game available on the market. Welcome in, Bowie. For the left, we'll go and pick up Destiny Udogie, coming in from Tottenham. Again, probably the best left back on the market, but physically wanted to join us. He looks absolutely nuts, and he sent me back a total of £75 million. Yes, you're right, it's £140 million, £145 million on fullbacks, but that's what we do on this channel. We spend money, we win trophies. Welcome them both in. This team is now looking nuts. Capril, Bowie, Mancini, Gurhi, Udogie, Kesse, we've got Batarina, we've got Abdi, we've got Dybala, we've got this guy on the left, we've got Wahi, we've got a strong bench. This team is now looking dominant. It's taken 5 windows, 3 of those windows with about £20 million, but 2 of them with big budgets. So now we've got a team that I can look at and think, do you know what? I'm going to start taking this a lot more seriously. We're playing in 5 competitions for the first time ever. The Serie A, the Champions League, the Super Cup, the Italian Cup, and the Italian Super Cup, and we are going to be predicted a finish of 2nd place. Let's waste no more time. Season 5, let's get into it. Starting things off very quickly, we are going to win the Serie A, so that is going to be quite a fair few titles. 3 titles, I believe, inside of 5 seasons. That's not bad going. What a way to start. Wahi finishes 2nd top goal scorer again. Unfortunately, we don't have too many players in the most assists, but we get the job done by 9 points. We'll take it. We also do partake in quite a comfortable Super Cup final. As you can see, a great start there from Cristante to make it 1-0 against AC Milan. Udogie into Cristante, into Pellegrini, into the star boy on the wing to make it 2-0 with 66 minutes being played. And a 3rd goal coming in from Dybala into Wahi. They do get a goal here, AC Milan, bless them, but it means absolutely nothing. Elise, it's a good finish, but it meant nothing. But that is where the trophies end. We're not like, you know, some people where we have to win everything. At the end of the day, whatever happens, happens in these rebuilds, and we are not perfect by any means of the imagination. We have come out and with runners up in the Super Cup, lost on penalties to Tottenham, semi-finals in the Champions League, not too great. Italian Cup, knocked out in the semi-finals against Inter Milan, but we did win, obviously, the Super Cup and the league again. Am I happy with how this rebuild has gone? Yes, because we have done a lot for this team regardless. We've won them a Champions League, we've won them 3 extra Italian Serie A's, we've won them a couple of cups as well in terms of Italian Cups. We've done really, really well. It's a very, very strong rebuild. The team has really impressed me. Goal scoring wise, we've got a lot of players contributing. The same does go for the assists as well. We really have turned this team around into what now can be taken as a genuine, serious Serie A side. We have been given a budget as well of 65, more than that actually, £74 million. So for those of you back home that do want to carry on this fantastic save and also get the tactic, because it does change slightly over the seasons, you can go over and get these on the Patreon, the link below. And we are going to try a slightly different style of rebuild next time. I'm going to have more emphasis on the tactical side of things because I know that's what you guys are here for. So it's still going to be a rebuild. We're going to do a lot more sort of in-depth approach when it comes to the scouting, when it comes to the player roles, the training. If you are watching at this point in the video, let me know what you think in the comments of that idea. Thank you so much for watching, and leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.